All right. I need to get a few things set up. Okay, I've got too many things up. I need to try and turn things off. I need to turn down. I thought I had a name for this one. Am I in the right? Okay, I'm on art now. Good. Goblin Impact, Disney Pass. Missing files? Maybe I didn't make a 3D model. I was working on this character in a model form. I was. Where's the file? Oh. Okay, now I can try to put stuff on. Oh, I got the AI still going. Get rid of that. Folder. Don't need Steam up. And I need to pop out this and this. I keep forgetting to have all the chats available. Is there a way to put multiple chat things in OBS? That would be nice. Oh well. There we go. Okay. So I need to do texture work on the underwear. So I need to get Photoshop up. Okay, good thing I did not turn it on OBS. Okay, new. Oh wait, not new. Okay, I need to go get Cinder's UI, not UI, UVs. There's your file. Pictures. This is gonna be the more complicated one, so I'll do it first. Alright, so close. No. This. And not boots, not boots. This. Is there a third layer? Belt data clothes, legging trim, and legging base. Oh, okay, that file. Add this. And this goes at the bottom. I'll make this more transparent. Auto reload, get that going. So to do what I'm gonna do now, need to save this Photoshop file. Then I need to go back to Blender. I need to get rid of that. Open. Textures. Close. And PSD. Disconnect that. Put this here. Alright. Other than maybe transparency was kind of working. It looks a little off in color. Alright, so just to make sure, this. No, I gotta. New layer. Merge down. Good afternoon. How are you? Message? Where at? And are you... in Twitch page chat? So like a Twitch DM? I don't see any messages right now. Unless you're talking about in my Discord. But I don't think I have a Twitch page. Yeah, I'm not noticing any new messages. I will say that for some reason in various places I have a hard time receiving messages. They don't alert me but I don't know what that's about. What's the... Remind me what this video is of? It's been, what, it was Monday when I streamed last. Back to Blender. Oh, yeah, I gotta save. I am not sure what you mean. Oh, I mean, I have my schedule supposed to be Wednesday too, but things got in the way and I couldn't make it to that one. And then I do try to stream on the weekends, but that's games rather than modeling. Last weekend I didn't get to do that because of other family-related things that got in the way. Wednesday I had some technical issues that I had to fix with my OBS and other things, and it took too long, so I just decided not to stream late. Save this. Oh, that's not good. Yeah, I do need to post what my schedule should be somewhere. Oh, no, don't worry about that. Because, I mean, I can model like this all day, and they don't do anything about it. At least they haven't in the 6 months that I've streamed. So long as they're a Barbie doll, they don't really care. Though it is better to keep it like this. Probably. Because I imagine if people complain, then there might be some issues. But again, it's been 6 months of me modeling like this, and they haven't had an issue with it. So if the Barbie doll is fine, then having anything should be even better. Unless they've changed things recently. But, I mean, even my Monday stream is, as far as I'm aware, it's still up. They haven't sent me any messages. I need to figure out why this is black, though. Photoshop. Should be transparent. Oh, okay. I've seen a few where like they add some extra bones along the side some bendy bones that moves with the thigh and is attached to the hip, so when you bend it, the hip looks good. Though there aren't a lot of details about what to do with the crotch area. Probably for obvious reasons. It's actually really hard to find any video tutorial about anything related to not safe for work portions of modeling. Yeah. I mean, I've got rigging, well, I'm gonna say I've got a rigging tutorial, but they don't use female anatomy. They just use a basic, like a robot. Yeah. Okay, if transparent's not going to work here, then I'm gonna have to do something else about it. I don't have... Good. Actually, is it because... this one. Come on. Oh, this even worse. So then we'll do this. Oh, again, it doesn't work. Painting a worm. Let's see. Well, I mean, for that, I think there's I'm forgetting suddenly the terms and what to use. There's some bone restraint. What they are? Where is it? Yeah, constraints. Where if you manage these right, then you just grab like the bone at the front and you direct where it is with that. I'm doing fine. And yeah, IK would help with that, but I feel like there's probably a few other things that you might use. Yeah, you can, from the root bone, you can scale, and that'll deal with that, unless you're doing something out of the ordinary. I mean, I've seen plenty of tutorials out there for tentacles, and I assume that would be the same rig for those. Like anime eyes, where they're hollow inside. There's basically a cavity back here. Or are you referring to something else? What is that? On the inside? No. Okay. Oh. Oh. What the hell? Okay. Really? Someone actually watches my VODs? I always figured all those views on there were just like bots scanning through. I don't feel like I'm doing much in the way of teaching for most of it. A lot of times in my VODs I'm just sitting here quietly. Yeah, I mean, anime eyes, they're because they're so large, if you tried to put a sphere in here for them, it would come out the side of the head and they'd be overlapping. So just because of the head and eye size and shape, you can't do the traditional sphere. So basically, it's just a cavity. Let me make this easier. It's just a cavity in there, and then the eye is just this. Yeah, it's just a floating iris basically, and you can put this into multiple parts. Like in this, you've got this part of it, and then this part. And if I really wanted to, like all these dots, those could be their own parts. And the purpose for that would be like, say if this was going to be for VR chat, you can have those, the light dots, be attached to a separate bone that's got a little bit of wiggle to it. So whenever the eyes twitch and move, all the dots will jiggle very slightly, making it look more watery. Oh yeah, then there's textured eyes where the whole thing is just flat and it's just switching between textures and stuff. Yeah, and that is typically what they do for like the old school looking video games, because it means there's almost no mesh to the eyes. It's just a flat surface for the head, and the eyes are basically painted on, and they switch between different paint sets for different eye shapes and blinks. And then there's, I don't know if I'm doing it right now. Probably could. I don't think I am. So, let me, okay. Separate the eye whites out real quick. Oops. Mesh, separate, selection. So here's the inner part of the eyes. See, now you can see into the head. So that's what they look like on mine, though they could be different shapes. They could be deeper or less deep, depending on what's going on. But what you can do is, so the lighting in here isn't really the best. And if you look at it while moving, you can maybe tell that it is a cavity. Especially like when you're in this viewpoint, you could tell that there's a shadow up here, and then it's brighter down below. When an eye, it'd be brighter up top, and then a little darker at the bottom. But there is... you can edit normals. so that they're all directed. I gotta. I don't do this all that often, so I keep forgetting to do certain things in the right order. You can redirect the normals. So that when you see it outside, it changes how the light works on it and makes it look flatter. I don't know, it's hard to explain the normal editing. How many bones are too many? I don't know. I never actually counted. Let's see. You get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. You have 11, 12. Oh, wait, I didn't even. So you have like 24 for a very basic rig. And then you've got all the finger bones. I wonder if I could tell actually how many bones there are in this. Alright, here, they're all set up where you can see them right here. Though, actually I think there's still more. Yeah, there's more. Yeah, I have abnormal installed. That's what you were seeing there a minute ago. Does it? I never looked too close into the ArcSoft method of modeling because the textures and the UV are just so foreign to me to lay them out in a specific way and build them in a specific way that it's just easier. All right, so this current model, which isn't a VR ready model, what is that? 565 bones. A lot of those are in the face, as you can see. A lot of them are overlapping. Because this is an animation rig. I don't know that... I don't think bones really add to how big in size the model is. If you want to give me a minute, I can open up an actual VR ready model. We can look at that. Let me save this and open. I gotta be careful. I'll just open Tricky's model. No, I will open Nouvelle. How many do I have? What? How many models or how many bones? I use that characters models, and there's a Japanese plugin that allows you to edit. Oh yeah, I mean abnormal does pretty good at. I mean you can edit normals manually without add-ons. It's just harder. Oh, that model of Cinder had 500, but that rig specifically was for animation, so there were extra bones in it. This model here... I'm in texture paint. Okay. Let me look. Bone layer. Troll, brute, torso. I might have been messing with this one too, but I know this one is in. So this one has 137. I believe VR chat has like a recommendation, but a bone really only like a bone doesn't add more than like a few kilobytes of data, which basically is the where are the 2 points, the start, the stop, the front, the back, or the head or tail, depending on what you're looking at, and then where those are positioned. So it's not a big piece of data, not nearly as much as textures. I mean, it's basically just 2 points, like 2 points of mesh. So in megabyte size, they're tiny as far as data usages goes. They become more of a problem when you have, like, you can have like 1 million bones, but if only 20 of them are being used to animate, it's not going to be too big of an issue. It's when they have to do calculations for mesh for every bone, then things start getting more complicated. So you can see all the bones here, though they're not their pyramidal, because I just had too many that I couldn't see because of the dress. And this is in VR chat and works fairly well. Yeah, it's how much each bone is controlling. Like if I divided this one bone up into 10 bones and each bone was controlling a little bit of the arm, that's more demanding, because it's got to do more there are more bones, so more calculations of mesh transformations. But typically it's not that big of a deal, and you could really use as many as you want. If you start like putting physics, if you start turning too many bones into fizz bones, which means more calculations, then you could start having issues. But yeah, 150 is probably pretty normal, especially when like in the wrist there'll be one bone for the whole forearm, and then 2 more bones dealing with twisting. And that's in both wrists and with both calves. You might also have extra twist bones in the upper arm too, depending. The biggest issue is actually textures. If your textures are too big, that is where a lot of the problems occur. So the problem they end up having... Let's see if I can get... So, I mean, you can see the polygon, or there's 2 polygons per square. And this isn't bad. I think this whole avatar is 107,000, which is actually, I probably could have let this go further and give it more detail, but it's more about how to describe it. It's the combination of how many polygons that are transforming and how big the texture is. Because if you had a texture that had like 100,000 pixels right on the elbow here, when the elbow bends, it has to stretch and squish all 100,000 pixels, and that requires calculation. And the amount of stretch and squish is dependent upon how many polygons. So, or not polygons, but how many polygons there are. So if the mesh is really high and the texture is really high, that means there's a lot of calculations. They just kind of compound on each other. If you have high textures, try and go as low poly as you can. That way there is as few transformations as you can manage. Otherwise, you can go, if you want like nice smooth features in certain areas, go ahead and put high poly count, but try and keep the texture as simple as you can. Because it's more about doing this calculations of stretching pixels, because it's essentially remaking images and stretching them and squishing them all the time as the character model moves around. Let's see. Actually, this spider web might be a good. So you can, I don't know if you'd really be able to tell, but you can see the spider web, it's squashing and stuff, and all that requires calculation to do. So that's typically where it starts to bog down, is the combo. If this sleeve glove, I don't know what you would call this exactly. If this was uniform in color, like if it was just pure white, it wouldn't be an issue. I think even if it's an 8K texture, or even higher than that, because it is all pure white. There is literally no calculation to do. So you could do high poly and pure color. It all really depends on the style of the art you're gonna do. There's a lot of little details, and there's no definitive answer to a lot of the questions. Because you ask a dozen modelers, and you'll get a dozen different answers. Though most of them will tell you the textures is the first thing to try and reduce. Then after that, the poly count. Then probably after that would probably be making sure you don't have too many bones that are unnecessary. But for a VR chat model, there's a bare minimum, and that's just to get the arms and legs and everything working. Is my model twitching? Do I not have enough? Yeah, it is a pain in the ass, especially when you've got details like this. And you can tell, like, this could have been, or it would have been nice if this was a higher texture. But at a distance, you probably don't see it much anyways. Let me see if I can change this lighting. Do I have lighting set up? Collection? Oh, there's probably, yeah, there was lighting in here. Yeah, I didn't really set up the lighting on this very well. Oh, what is that? Why is Tricky's hair in here? Why is Tricky's hair in here? Where is it? Oh, it's in the rig. Alright. I should have made her eyes glow. Yeah. See, that's kind of the thing for like specifically for VR chat or any game related thing. Um all the lighting is not done in Blender. Like there's no lighting work that you could do in Blender that transfers over to the game engine. So the only thing you have control over in here that's gonna move forward is texture work. So you can give everything color, and you can make it so light doesn't play a role. Like right now, so all my textures, my drawn textures are inside this node. There are all these orange boxes in here. And this node is hooked up to a lot of different things that dictate lighting. But if I really wanted to, I can just I hit Control Shift and click on it. It skips over it. And now the body is, it's pure texture. The light does not do anything to it anymore. I could do that with everything. So now, even over here, where light matters on everything, in these two things that I just changed, the lighting doesn't do anything. And this is a good thing to do sometimes in VR chat, because if you really want your model to look a specific way, and you don't want lighting to fuck it up, you make it so lighting has no effect, and you just have painted on textures. Granted, that means that if you turn the whole character upside down, all the shadows are wrong. So like, turning her upside down, well, now it should be more lit inside and all the shadows are inverted. There should be light on the underside of her chest now instead of the top. That's the issue with painted on lighting, obviously. But in most cases, it just looks exactly how you wanted it in the first place. Yeah. But so here's the thing. In VR chat, the map maker is the one who gets to dictate the lighting that the map produces. And since VR chat is a public game where every map was made by a different creator for the most part, they're all going to have different methods of how lighting work. So in some worlds, the lighting is great. In some, it's garbage. If you don't want to have to, like, if you always want your character to look a certain way, you would do this, where you make it so that the world lighting has no effect. But it's basically, it's essentially turning off any kind of procedural lighting. It also, like if you were doing a horror map where you wanted it to go to pitch black, if you did this, your model would be like a glowing beacon in that, which kind of takes away from that kind of experience. I can save this anyway, so it won't matter. So it's for VR, it's really dependent on what you want and if you know what worlds you're going to and how well those worlds were built. If you were doing a normal game engine, then yes, you would know the lighting conditions because you know whoever's making the map or you're making the map, you're in control of the lighting. But it all has to be done in Unity, not here in Blender, because the lighting here in Blender doesn't move over to Unity with the model. I made some like a month or two ago. I mean, I guess this ice is a good example of like crystal. And really all it is for like a basic crystal. Do you mean like shape or color? Because that's usually the two different, I want both of those. Okay, well, texture, if you're not worried about, let's see. I mean, this obviously isn't really, like, there isn't much to it. It's basically just the standard BSDF, the principled BSDF, and I gave it a color. I turned the roughness down so it's more reflective. I turned metallic up a bit, and then you can play with specular, but it doesn't have too big of a detail. Specular is the difference between like how reflective, how mirror-like it is. And then also, obviously, there's transparency. The alpha's been turned up or down. And then you have to make sure you have your blend mode down here. Turn on the alpha blend. So like this, like I'm definitely not done with these. Because there's nothing really here. This is supposed to be ice, but it's close enough to like a crystal in appearance. Let's see. I want to see if I can find the tutorial I was using for another. Actually, let's see if I can open that real quick. Where did I not make it in this Blender? Animations, under Chimkin, Imp. Go open. Yeah, transparency can be weird, but for crystal, I think you need a little bit because you need to. I mean, you might be able to get away with some subsurface effects, but you can in a crystal you can see at least a little bit into its surface. Because it's a glass-like material with impure elements in it, is what a crystal is. I made some rotating floating crystals. I'm trying to find them. Maybe I did it in the new Blender. Materials, modeling ideas. My avatar looks like it's twitching out of the corner of my eye, and I don't know why. Shaders, special renders, Unity analyze. Where is animation? Crystals. which one is this? This one? I mean, that's what I made, but this isn't the right one. It's the other one. Trying to load everything. So this, I don't even remember what I was doing with this now. All right, here we go. How's it looking? Doesn't look at all easy. So to do this right, this was something that had to be done in cycles. Which means you're gonna get that fuzzy look. I can't remember. I think a lot of this came with textures from a tutorial I was doing. And basically what's going on here is there's mesh inside of mesh. Yeah, so there's this inside. Oh, they're merged together, of course. So you have like a slightly opaque or glass material, and then inside you have your glowing material. Oh, all 3D modeling is about cheating. Which is why transparency is kind of a needed thing. And unfortunately, I don't know why they didn't do this with the Cycles engine. They don't allow for bloom glow. Eevee does. Eevee does, but for the effect of actual like crystal, you need a very glass-like lighting reflection, and Cycles does that far better. Because you need the light basically to bounce around inside the outer shell, the outer crystal, for it to look right. And Eevee doesn't do it very well. Yes, for Cycles you have to. That's why I was over here in Compositor last. Was rendering it out, though I don't know that it saved any of the detail about it. I forgot how you see it in the background. I don't know the compositor tab all that much. It's not something I have to typically do because it doesn't serve a purpose for game making. Viewpoint. I forget how that is done. Oh yeah, the mesh in the mesh. Yeah, that's pretty typical when you've got something glowing inside of something else. Let's see if I can if you scale up the inner mesh, it becomes more solid, or you scale it down. It's like a little shard in there. I wish it would work better in Eevee, just because Eevee's a lot smoother. But this is what it looked like in Eevee. It moves a lot faster. Renders well, but... Viewport shading? Are we talking about in the compositing tab? Oh, up here? Somewhere? Transparency, I think, works in EV2. It's just not as good. Yeah, cat. Yeah. I'm not gonna worry too much about it here. I think in that other file I had where you can see it. Yeah. Though this one was just me getting the frames done. But that's what it ended up looking like. I think I didn't like it came out too low quality. And I have to go redo it. Get a better resolution on it. But yeah, I wanted to make basically like a, what do you got? The starting screen for streaming and all that, and I was thinking about using something like this. Oh, yeah, links. Links don't work right now in my Twitch chat. I think the auto mod blocks them all. Anyways, I'm gonna go back to Cinder. Oh, in that. Okay. Up here in this. Now, I was looking for the, in the compositor tab, there's a way to see what it looks like with bloom and cycles, but I don't think cycles had that in here. I could be wrong, though. There's a lot of things about Blender that I still don't know, just because it hasn't been my focus. Like right now, wondering why this black isn't transparent, even though it should be. I just don't remember how I set this up. Nope. Does this need to go here too? Yes, transparency works there. Yeah. No problem. let's see. Taking that off doesn't really change much. Yeah, that's a whole Unity thing. It's a bit pain in the ass the first couple times. It gets easier the more you do it. At least you don't make the mistakes you make the first time as much. And there's some add-ons for Unity that definitely help as you are fixing things. So what is probably going to happen when you get your model ready for export from Blender, you will send it over to Unity, and you'll get it in, and then you'll do things, and you'll get it into VRChat, and once it's there, you'll realize, oh, there's clipping. I need to solve some clipping issues, which is a weight painting thing, all the way back in Blender. So you'll go back to Blender, and then you'll repose the model into the position it was when it was clipping, so that you can actually see the clipping occur and fix it. And then you gotta export it back over to Unity, and then readjust things again. And instead of setting up the model a second time, which when I first started, every time I made a change in Blender, I reset up the entire avatar a second time. And then a third, and then a fourth. But there is actually an add-on you can get for Unity that you can transfer like all the bone details, all the constraints, all the animations from your previous model to the new imported model in a couple of clicks. So you don't have to reset up the entire thing every time you have to make an edit in Blender. So I would definitely suggest that. I think it's called Pumpkin. So like, if I didn't catch this before, this would have made it into VRChat if it was going there, and then I'd have to come back and redo it. And then dealing with toggles is its own trouble. And that's a lot of blend shape stuff. And then everything that you want to toggle to disappear has to be its own object. So don't combine everything into one. If you wanted to say like turn the tail off, the tail has to be its own single object. And the ears have to be their own object, all that kind of stuff. Though for every object, that's an extra material. And like everything else, they want you to have as few moving, changeable things as possible. Like the maps where they typically have full 80 people in them. They try to have rules that say like no more than 10 materials, no more than like 25 megabytes in avatar size. So that's your textures combined with your mesh. Limits to how many fizz bones you have. Limits to, well, no cloth, like at all. No cloth material. They pretty much get rid of that entirely. That's probably really hard. What am I doing? I'm just kind of dinking around at this point. I need to get this texture work going. Let me make sure. Okay, transparent over here in Photoshop. Back in. Let me. Wow, it's early in the day for some of these streamers. Photoshop. Okay, so this is saved. Over here, this is the Photoshop file. I should, in theory, just have to replace this node with that one. But no, it doesn't work. Do Photoshop files not carry transparency? That's a question. Let me export. PNG. Alright, now let's switch this to flat PNG, which does have transparency. Oh, that doesn't work either. So something else is going on. What if I just straight into it? Hash. Clip. I'm not sure what's going on here. We just took this back up then. Just mix shader. What are we mixing? Oh. Trying to figure out what's going on. What's necessary? Interesting. Yeah, she's pretty good on getting things working, though her tutorials might be out of date depending on software, but I mean that's normal for 3D modeling, VR chat, Unity, game engine stuff to keep updating, and the tutorials tend to fall behind. But yeah, you could do the 2019 version of Unity or the 2022 version. There is, if you haven't gotten to Unity yet, there is the Creative Companion that VR Chat gives out, which you go get the Unity Hub, you install it, and then you could download the 2019 and the 2022 edition of Unity. And then once you have them installed, you can not use the Unity Hub, and you can use the Creative Companion, which is basically VR Chat's version of Unity Hub. And what it'll do is right when you turn it on, it'll ask you, do you want to use 2019 or 2022? Are you making an avatar? Or are you making a world? Do you want any of these extra features? And it will start up a new file and instantly add in all the SDKs and everything needed for VR chat specifically. Which I don't know if Rainhat's tutorials cover that program, because it might be too new. But it's a way to skip over a bunch of features. Or not features, but skip over sections of tutorial if but you could always just follow the tutorial as well. You don't have to do that. Makes it so there's less work. Though I suppose knowing what you're doing is probably more important when you're learning, so and typically that's done by that's not right. That should match up. There we go. And typically, the things that tutorials won't cover are when you run into problems. So like the whole clipping, your clothing clipping on the body and stuff like that. Those typically aren't covered in in those kinds of tutorials. Usually you'll have to go back and find the videos that are like what to do if you're clipping. Yeah, it might be easier just to follow the tutorial specifically. Try not to worry about new stuff. It's not all that important, really. Like the tutorial's probably for the 2019 version, which is fine. You're not gonna know enough about Unity to know the difference. Hell, I don't know enough about Unity to know the difference. Other than I know that the newer versions of Unity have a shader section like this corner up here in Blender. It's like it looks like it, and it uses a lot of similar things, but more often than not, you're not going to need it because you're just going to use Poyomi or LitTune. You're going to use someone else's shader that's already set up, and you're just going to plug your textures and stuff into it. So all the things that the 2022 edition have aren't probably not going to be necessary. What's that? Need water. Okay, I need to find a way. Save this. Hello. How are you doing? I need lace on this. Hard to tell, but I know that's all lace. I need to get texture work on this. Why do all the VTubers have to have really lacy outfits underneath? Well, I mean, I am one, though a 3D artist. I'm actually not that great at 2D art. I know enough photo editing to get by, especially for things like this, but I was never the greatest at drawing. Okay, that updated. Cool. Oh wait, no, it didn't update. I need to add it in. Alright, so there's the belt in Photoshop. Again, I can see that lace, or that strap through the belt. The belt transparent? Why is the belt transparent? That helped. Understand English? Okay. Let's see. It depends on what you're looking for and how much. 1 second, and I can give you a link to where I have that. So if you go there, you can find pricing for what I do. If you want to know something else, like if it's not a human, if it's for a creature, it probably will not be the same. But it depends on complexity as well. So it's a depends kind of thing with these. But if you're just asking in general, yeah, and that's my pricing. I'm actually on the low end of pricing because I'm a fairly newcomer to doing these. But here, hold on. Basic beauty mode here. I don't know how helpful that bit of info is, but VTuber models can become very expensive, and it depends on who's making it. Some of the most well-known modelers are backed up by over a year, and it's really expensive to get them because they've got so much work that they can demand the higher price. But they have quality too. So I'm still new, so I'm on the low end for now. Okay, what is going on here? Thanks for the follow. That's all right. Thanks. Are you looking for a VTuber model or a VR chat model? Just to be sure. I need to find lace. That's what I need to find. Lace pattern. For a VTuber model? Alright. They're pretty similar, so I do either or. The only real difference changes later, like near the end of the process in Unity. But all the modeling is all the same for the most part. Do I need to make lace? Or is this going to be something I could find easily? Yeah, that's typically a difficult thing to deal with. Yeah, she is pretty big. I mean, have you seen her recent tweets? Yeah. She probably deserves having the larger figures, seeing as how it's not too far off from her real world figure. Okay. I'm gonna have to draw the lace on my own. I'm gonna have to use my tablet at the same time. Oh yeah, and if you can't understand vocal English very well, there is closed captions, which I think are fairly accurate. You can turn those on, so you can read what I'm saying. I need to move Photoshop. Okay. I need to draw. I need a mirror, vertical, paint. All right. I'll just type it. I don't think I know that VTuber. But you have now made me want to look. I did hear like another VTuber that was actually really attractive. I mean, I hear a lot of the VTubers are actually really attractive in person. But what were they? The Waifu? Her name is the letter Y, F-U. She's apparently like really, really hot. Okay, well, now I see that VTuber's model. Damn, that's big. I think the only... Yeah. I mean, that's most of the VTubers. Like Cinder is the same way. I don't think there's any active photos of her face. They don't always work. They don't work for technical words. But for casual conversation, they should do well. Because I can read what my captions are, and they're pretty accurate. Okay, just making sure. But I figured if the closed captions would help out with that. Okay. You can't see that over there. Move this. Okay. Photoshop. I'm gonna... Okay, you... Oh, I don't have my Photoshop hotkey set up. Great. I'm rambling, so don't worry about what I'm saying right now. Okay. I need to make a new profile for Photoshop. Thanks. The textures are really the only thing I have left. So the textures on her clothing. I don't think. Yeah, the sweater I've already done. The boots don't need too much because they're good with just their shading. Ah, that's fine. I don't mind. Let's see. And, okay, so primarily just her underclothes and the ice. And then she'll be done as far as, like, creating goes. Then it'll just be posing and learning some animation. Or move on to another model. What? Erase. Okay. My Photoshop is not being kind right now. Is Autumn another VTuber? Oh. Let's see the real pictures of Ichika. I see. Those must be a pain. Oh yeah, the those are other models I've done. Make them bigger real quick. Turntable. Got Cinder. I did a first model of Cinder like over a year ago now, and of Tricky, and then Buff Pup in the middle, and then Project Melody. Melody's the newest one of those three. There's others, I just don't have them in here at the moment. Or maybe I do. So Nouvelle, which I had on earlier, is another one of Tricky's models. I've got a model here of Silver Veil. The Buff Pup, yeah. What else is turned off? Oh, I got Onigiri. Oh, it doesn't have transparency, so... I can't remember. Onigiri, this model was like 4 or 5 months ago, I think. Yep, that is Buff. And I have her in her casual outfit too, I just don't have a turntable of it. And I have a Midna, just because I wanted to do Midna. This is kind of a different rendition of her. Yeah, the Cinder and Tricky ones are my oldest ones. They're probably the first real attempts I ever did at making avatars. Yeah. I'm thinking I'm gonna change up my layout for the stream here. Because these renders, these turntables with transparency, they take up a lot of CPU power. Because they're like 500 megabyte files for a single 8-second rotation, and I've got multiple of them going at any given time, so like a quarter of my CPU or more goes to just displaying those. So I'm probably going to go back to normal video without transparency, but it means that I will have to limit. I can't really show it, but like you'll only see this main window of Blender, and everything that's like all this window over here will just be nothing but turntables. Because you only really need to see this stuff over here is if I'm showing you how to do stuff, and I could probably just make a different scene. Oh, I didn't have that set up. I could just have a different scene in OBS that is for showing the whole view when someone has a question. I don't mind showing people how to do this. Yeah. Let's see. There was one I was thinking about modeling after. I think I saved it, but I don't know if I still have that. No, I didn't actually. But yeah, it'll be basically like I'll be taking Blender, and Blender would like soak up that space there, and then the models, like Onigiri's model, will turn it on, and it'll be like, let me get it underneath. So I'm basically going to do something like that. And then maybe there might be something on the far right. And I don't know what to do about the bottom. I don't know, I was just trying to figure out a new layout because like Onigiri's turntable here, because it has a background, is far less CPU usage, uses far less memory. And then I would just have it slowly fade between the other models. So it'd be like 5 rotations and then a little switch to the next model. That way it's all just one single video and not half a dozen, because if I tried to turn all of them on, it starts bogging things down. I've got a few. This isn't even all of them. There's just the ones I have set up with transparency. But yeah, that's just me trying to figure out how to stream. Blender. Back. Transform. Hit the screen. Oh. There we go. Oop. Okay. I need to try and duplicate or make something similar to the lace she's got here, but I only have fuzzy pictures of it because she didn't show very much. And Photoshop is being a pain in the ass. Yeah, that's Tricky's other character, Nouvelle. Which, actually, I can show you it animated if you've not seen that. Oh, I am glad I don't turn my web browser on before I'm ready to show. My Twitter is not safe to view. Oh yeah, I should have made a turntable. I've got one of, I can turn it on now. Oh. There's another turntable. I think I've got 2 of Shy Lily. Well, that's why she made Nouvelle. Tail wag. Some of these are my first attempts at like animating the avatar itself, so they're a little stiff. Like her chest there should have more sway in it than it does. But, down far enough. There we go. Oh wait, no, this is another model that I just did. I did this one in 2 weeks. I was in a bit of a rush. But it's pretty basic. It doesn't have any extra features or anything to it. I just made the body, made the hair, made the clothes, and threw it into VR chat. And I think it has a few issues with, like the elbows when they bend certain ways, but that's what happens when you rush things. This was a commission I had done in January, I think. Where is Nouvelle? Oh yeah, then there was this. Which I think has probably only been shown on Tricky's stream once, so if you missed that, you missed it. Where is the... Here it is. It's the same dance as that other one, but... it's a little smaller. I don't think you can hear it. I think I've got it muted. Yeah, but it's probably DMC anyways, so I'm not gonna worry about that. Okay. Yeah, Nouvelle's got a lot more features. A lot of things can be turned on and off. And whenever Tricky decides to get VR, she's got it in her account already, so she can use it. Same with the other model of her Tricky character. Thanks. I don't know when she'll actually get VR because she's been talking about getting it for a long time. At least a year. As far as I'm aware, she doesn't actually have a headset. Because I think the few times she's brought it up on stream, she said she still has to get the equipment. That's done, so. I mean, I could just load up VR chat and, I mean, why not? Actually, let's see what my CPU's at. Firefox. Using up too much. Let me kill that. Let's just... Okay. Side Steam off. On. Library. And then in here at... I can't do it till it's actually turned on. I hope I turned it on the non-VR version. I didn't pay attention. Because I could just have all the models that I've made and actually put into VR chat. Just, I can have them in the corner dancing through the MMDs. I think I... Is it? Did I make it non-VR? Yes. Okay. I fucked up my audio because I accidentally turned on the VR version of VR chat. Not what I wanted. Non-VR. This probably means I was muted for a little bit. Why? Oh, that. There we go. I mean, there's a lot to pick from. Because most of my VTuber models that I've done on stream that you see, they haven't been commissioned. They're just me doing them as like fan art, and it's not surprising when you post them on Twitter that the VTuber will retweet it. So okay. Video capture. Video window. Name already in use. Let's see the news. No worries. I can wait. Welcome back. Yeah, they really need to make it ads do not completely cut off the audio of the streamer. Because far too often, the streamer is saying something important and then the ads appear. And that's what's annoying the most about Twitch ads. Let's see. I don't have a VR chat in existing, so why does it say that I do? Okay. Not supposed to be how it looks. There we go. Let me bring this down. There we go. Actually, I might have gotten rid of the new Bell model because it was in the, yeah. I don't have as many as I did before. Unfortunate. I have trickies though. Oh, but not our pastel one. That's a shame. Well, I'll come back. Ads. Ads are not. This model doesn't have her big wings though. Couldn't figure out a good way to rig them at the time. I don't want you to be front center. VR chat is being annoying. Oh, and I was fixing my hotkey. Link to program. Okay, program files. Adobe. Not that one. Okay, maybe that one. Maybe that was the one. Okay, so this key. key. This key. Key. This key. S. Z. Shift Z. This is the switch key map. Okay. That'll do for now. Oh, that works over there. Go to Photoshop. Oh, spacebar. Spacebar should still be spacebar. Yeah. Now, pen, eraser. Undo keys work. Dance is done. Where am I? I don't know what most of these are, so. How is my computer handling all this? Not bad. I'm at 40% CPU, 50% memory, and 50% GPU. I need to add a few more hotkeys. This is the Photoshop hotkey for brush size. Gotta do what I want it to do. Good side. This is really basic bad. Oh, that's nice. It's nice, huh? Well, it's like a six-sided plate. You know what would actually be funny to do on stream? If I had a friend in VR dancing in a green screen and then throw that up over top of what I'm doing. That'd be funny. Need to get back some of the models I had in VR chat. Right now, Tricky is the only one that I've got that's recognizable. Yeah, pretty much. No reason why you can't mix the two things. How am I gonna do this? I actually watch several of them, just mostly because I'm analyzing the avatar. And once I talked to a few, and I learned how horribly unoptimized those avatars are, makes me want to make my own for sale that are better. But the reason why they're unoptimized is because they have so many toggles, and they can adjust like the body shape and size in VR chat. Probably the one I watched the most was Gothic Bunny, though she's on a break right now, and she's actually, I think when she comes back, she'll have a 2D VTuber model. There was more lace, I think. That's a bit of a different pattern. Your chat seems sluggish for some reason. I really not have any. I mean, I could do Uzu's model. Hold on. I'm just making stuff up. I know what I'm gonna do. Ignore my bad drawing. This is gonna be hard to see later anyway, so. Actually, I don't even know if you can see what I'm doing. No, you can't. Looks like I'm doing nothing. My Photoshop was not turned on. It was hidden behind things. I'm gonna turn off a bunch of the off silver. And New Bell. Okay, that should work. I need to change that. Photoshop. What is your hotkey presume? Okay, Control plus. That. New. Plus. All right, see how that works. That'll do. New layer. All right. So let me see if I can take these. Okay, belt first. Once I get this. This is one of my oldest. I don't know how well. I feel like things might clip with it. Oh, well, we'll find out. Oops. Wasn't on the pedestal. And definitely not my best work, that model. Which one am I using? I'm using the first one. Poker place. On. I am not touching that layer. Up. Alright, no problem. Lock transparency. This is going to be great lace. Really, at some point, need to just make a big repository of lace. Transform. No. Oh, this is going to take me a while. And I've got a whole hex grid to do for the legs. Not going to be fun. need to get my chats back. Clip it. I needed my browser back for a reason. Just suddenly can't remember. Okay. Copy, paste, edit, vertical. It's the original. Okay. File, save. And we'll go over back to Blender. See if I can get this in here. Oh, no, you're not supposed to be there. This goes here. Oh, I didn't even notice I don't have mesh for all that lace down there. How am I going to do that? Hmm. Oh, lace is a pain in the ass. What the fuck? Oh, because I've got. The hell? Oh, they still have their mirror on. They say it just didn't update, I guess. No, timer's off. Alright, it's not the worst, but it doesn't quite match up. I need a big chunk of lace to fit there. Oh, I'm going to turn the VR chat off. Using up space. I think I need to go for a bit. I might come back later. I've still got more of this to do. I also feel like doing texture work like this on stream is not really worth it. Like, I'd rather be modeling. Alright. I might be back later. Have a good evening. And